and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Walking with J.Beau, an almost daily walking vlog. And we are seeing something very unusual. Val's Drive-In is still open after dark, as it's getting dark earlier. And also, what's really important to make note of is that it is October 6th. Typically they are closed for the season by now, and they're staying open a little later. I noticed they did different hours all summer, where Monday and Tuesday they weren't open, which is also unusual. So they did something different with their business model. So we are going to go for a walk. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. You can see they have some illumination for their Halloween decor over here, which we will check out. I do have this set for nighttime setting. See, they have some exterior illumination. Beware, keep out, watch out, danger. And we have some lit up pumpkins over here on sticks. Presumably they charge during the day. Now this evening it is cool tonight. Definitely Canadian air tonight. It's in the upper 50s, 59 I think. And I am going to experiment with a handheld tonight. Try not to be too bouncy. But I've been doing more selfie streams, so that's just something that's working a little better, as we have some illuminated things here. So we're gonna walk on this way. Hope everybody's having a beautiful weekend, I should say. Today is Sunday night. I'm going to do an easy walk tonight because I didn't get much sleep last night. Got up very early this morning to go shooting, which we did. So I've had a busy day, and I'm going to take it easy. And I know every time I say that, I end up walking 6 miles or so instead of the 5 I said, but I'm doing 5 this time. But seriously though, I hope you're having a good weekend and everything's good. I'm wearing a hoodie tonight for the first time since spring. So like I said, it is cooler tonight. It's not cool enough to see my breath yet, but that's coming. It was in the 40s last night. It's going to be the same tonight. So we shot a lot of 22s today, which is not shocking. It's economical to do. It's excellent practice if you wish to practice things like holstering, drawing from your holster, or just shooting multiple targets quickly, getting your sights on target. There's all kinds of stuff beneficial to shooting 22, which costs a lot less than shooting other ammo. But we also shot shotguns today, as well as 223s. I shot some PMC bronze 223 Remington. That was the full metal jacket and boat tail. Shooting those about 100 yards. They were very accurate, which is what you're supposed to get from boat tail ammo. And so anyway, it was fun. We had a lot of fun, as we always do. I enjoy shooting 22 handguns, which I did today. We're still waiting for the Trump fight, 1911 45 ACP Collector's Edition, to be back in stock. So they did have it
0.5 miles. Time 9 minutes 52 seconds.
Oh, we can hear the woman in my pocket. I didn't put my Bluetooth on, which I'm going to do now. So anyway, as we got high beams in my face, you guys know how much I hate that. But it is nighttime, and I am wearing my reflective Reeboks for this very reason. So anyway, what the hell are we going to talk about tonight? Well, I was watching some of the bombing that Israel was doing on Hezbollah in Lebanon, and it's really, quite honestly, it's unfortunate that Israel has to defend itself like that, but obviously it does. Don't really know how Iran is going to react, how much of an ally they're going to be to Lebanon. Personally, I don't think Iran is very anxious to get into a war, and I'll tell you why. Their infrastructure is falling apart. They haven't had money for a long time, and just because Biden relinquished some funds to them, they've either kept a lot of it in their personal bank accounts, or they've squandered it. What I mean by squandered is they've used it to finance Hezbollah and these proxy things going on. So it does cost them money to supply these people fighting with Israel. And the reason why I talk about their infrastructure is their military is pretty depleted with equipment. And they're not the mighty army that they used to be when Iraq and Iran were fighting each other. And that war also cost Iran money. I don't know where they are on catching up from that. It wasn't that long ago. 80s into the 90s. And so anyway, they've been defunded for at least 30 years, really. And give you a perfect example of that, the helicopter that had the high-ranking official, who was the president, flying in a helicopter that crashed. Turns out it was mechanical problems. They have a, think about that. That was the friggin' president's helicopter. And it crashed with a mechanical failure because their infrastructure is depleted. Parts and maintenance, and they're not anxious to get into a ground war. Also, the simple fact that any kind of attack like that on Israel is going to get an attack from other countries, which is going to destroy their main source of revenue, which is oil and gas. Yeah, that would not be good for different reasons. The main one would be that it would create an immediate stock market issue, and it would also create high gas prices, oil and natural gas, like immediately. That would be an immediate notice. But basically, that is their main source of what kind of income they have. And they're not in a position to really lose that financially. So I don't think you're going to see an all-out ground assault on Israel. That's not to say they won't do that. I'm just saying more than likely it doesn't really indicate that they would, in my opinion. They were financing these little proxy attacks, and they were happy with that. But now Israel is attacking Lebanon, and things could get out of hand very quickly. And I think even Iran knows that, because they would get wiped out. Yeah, I know. We would not invade Iran. That would be suicide, because they have all of these oh, I can see my breath tonight. See that? They have all of these mountains, caves. It would be worse than Afghanistan, with all these caverns and mountains, and most of Iran is mountains. So I think we would be limited to just blowing up their stuff. And if they do anything to Israel, I will support that. And I know they just launched 200 missiles, but that was a thing where they knew that wasn't an invasion. And Israel's going to respond to that. Now, if Israel decides to take out their infrastructure, which they won't, because the United States has already told them not to attack their oil production or their nuclear facilities, which is nuclear for electricity, allegedly, but you know better, right? So that's more decisions that are bad by the Biden administration, in my opinion. Trump said, you know, that's the wrong answer. So Trump's basically saying if Israel attacks Iran and blows up their oil and their nuclear program, because, you know, if Iran gets a nuke, I really honestly believe Iran would use it on Israel, because, you know, we're talking about Islam, martyrdom. They would accept the losses of their people getting cancers and stuff like that from radiation, as long as it meant Israel was gone. So don't put it past these people to do that, really. I'm serious about that. It's kind of like the Japanese in World War II. They're fanatics, and they'll kill themselves to make a point. So we need to make sure we understand that and not treat them like they're France or Germany or something. They don't think that way. They're not a Western country. They're not going to think that way. And the worst thing we could have right now is foolish, stupid people making decisions and thinking that Iran would never do anything like that. They wouldn't dare. Well, they would dare. Well, you can see all my bushes that were here are trimmed back and gone. They've been paving this. We saw them digging it up a few days ago. Now they're paving it over. So tonight I am going to be in a couple spots where it's dark, but I'll probably be using a selfie stream, so at least I will be some sort of entertainment, if you don't mind. So I'm trying to find a video recording style that works. Selfies seem to work at night very well. Go off to the side here. Oh, they actually did make a side here, so that's nice. It'd be nice if they'd put in a sidewalk, to be honest with you. Maybe they are, but I don't think so. But this is new terrain I'm walking on. This is new stuff they smoothed out here. So I need to watch where I'm walking so I don't find any hole that wasn't there before and is now. Oop, like that. That was uneven. So I'll be coming out of this here in a minute. I'll turn the flashlight off now. We go get the Trump sign here. It's back out. Trying to locate a Trump sign for the front lawn. I'm going to contact the Republican Party in Maine. That's something we noticed when we went to go shooting today. A whole ton of new Trump signs in neighborhoods. And they got their decor up here. I had this up last year here. Oh, the dog is barking at me. Oh, that's that big white dog. So it's been a little while since I've done a night walk. Now that we are here. Hi everybody. This is pretty typical for this time of year. This dress, this hoodie. I am wearing leggings underneath my military fatigue camo pants, cargo pants. So I'm definitely dressing a little warmer tonight. I'm starting to sweat, which is the whole purpose of that. You want to sweat when you're walking. At least I do. So we'll get up this hill here. Very happy with the physical shape that I'm in right now. Very pleased. Oh, this is pretty cool. I'll flip this around so you can see it. That is a New England Patriots lit up helmet. I don't know if you're a football fan, but that is the New England Patriots. I also got a flag lit up, which is nice. So anyway, don't see any deer out tonight. Let me fix this. There we go. Don't know what the hell you can see or not, but I'm here. I'm here. So I watched a cool movie that I like, horror movie. A couple of them. But the one I watched was Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's kind of a gory, spookier take on the original Halloween. He did a good job with it. It's a good movie. I saw that in the theater when it came out. I thought it was brilliant. A lot of people didn't. It didn't do well at the box office. And the problem with it was Rob Zombie doesn't kiss people's asses. And these movie review elitists, like Rotten Tomatoes, and movie review places like that, they like to get what you call comps. They like to be comped. I'll promote your stuff, but you gotta give me something. And Rob Zombie didn't play that. And they gave him a bad rating for the movie. And he's also not a liberal, so they don't like him for that. But he made his money back with rentals and things like that. It is a cult favorite. I've watched it a few times. I like watching it at Halloween. I watched the original Halloween a couple weeks ago, and I watched Rob Zombie's Halloween more recently. So, pretty good stuff. I like it. So again, my apologies if it's dark. But this is what makes it fun. It's a Sunday night, it's very quiet, that's why I'm not talking loud. There's not much cars. I don't want to wake up all the dogs, have them start barking up a storm. I want to be respectful of neighbors. So as it gets colder, I'll be wearing gloves. I'll be wearing a long sleeve underneath this hoodie, or another hoodie I have, which is thicker than this, and then I have one that's even thicker than that. Really puffy and squishy, a lot of insulation. But what I do is typically I'll wear a long sleeve shirt, and then I will wear a 2XL t-shirt over that. And then I will wear another 2XL long sleeve shirt over that, and then a hoodie over that. So, keeping warm when it gets cold, it's all about layers. That's really the important thing. So, one of those important things. Just heard a stick or something. So the Harris campaign is putting a lot of lawn signs out, and they're spending a lot of money. That's what they're doing. Unfortunately, Uncle Trump has had to spend $250 million legal fees. So he had to pay $100 million on top of that to the fake rape accuser. And he had to pay 300 and something million for his fine in the New York one, but that got worked out to 100 something million. But basically, if you do all the math, he's already spent $500 million, okay? It's a damn shame too, because Kamala Harris has got $650 million to blow, with more in reserve if she needs it. And Trump doesn't have that much. So now's the time to donate to Trump if you can. Really important. Buy some merch from his website, whatever. Anyway, now something good happened today, which was nice. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Polymarket. Polymarket is a betting website, but what's important about it is it's a United States based and they actually take donations on. I'm gonna cross the street here. I got a headlight in my face because somebody is pulled over. I gotta stay off to the side here so I don't get killed. So anyway, somebody's gonna misfire. Somebody's got a cylinder not firing. I'm going to damage the cylinder doing that. So anyway, I'll get back across the street here where it's safer. Anyway, she's got a lot of money to spend, and Trump does not, compared to her anyway. And we got to get through the election. Anyway, the good news today was Poly Market, as I was elaborating on. It is a betting website, and it's not just something for fun. There's people put up their own money. Well, so much for not irritating dogs, right? They actually saw me, so anyway, Poly Market is a betting website where people use their own money. That's the key, okay? So it gives you the pulse of the election, because there are people betting on who's going to win the election, Trump or Kamala. And we had that debate. Trump was ahead by, actually Trump was around 60% when Biden was faltering. And Biden was still the candidate. And they had that debate, and Biden faltered, obviously. And after that debate, Poly Market put Trump up around 70%. Well, fast forward to Kamala being the candidate. She breathed new air into everything. And what happened with that is Kamala went ahead of Trump on Poly Market. A lot of people felt she was going to win. She had more money. She's got the media. And, you know, then Trump had a bad debate against her. And she went ahead on Poly Market. So a lot of Democrats like to use Poly Market as a legit gauge because it's real people betting their real money. They let you know if people think Trump's going to win or not. So today, well, after that debate with Kamala, she went ahead and was there until very recently. Now, Trump shot ahead 14 points today, this weekend. And I'll tell you why. It was Kamala's handling of North Carolina, that hurricane. That's what did it. And it was very immediate, almost overnight. Took since Thursday last week until today for Poly Market to go up 14 points for Trump. So now he's ahead 65 or 66. I think 67% likely to win. And she's dropped. So the other polling is going to catch up to that, I believe, because Poly Market and these betting markets are more instant because it's real time, and polling takes them a week or two to do polling. Then you have some polls where they have some bias in it, and you have other polls with other bias. So it's difficult to wrangle an accurate picture of that. So her campaign is doing everything wrong. So she went to a fundraiser in San Francisco while people were dying, okay? In San Francisco. People saw that, they heard about it. Biden was on vacation. The White House had no press conferences. FEMA didn't hold a press conference. Nobody held a press conference. Very unusual. Now, remember the other day I said this was turning into Kamala's Katrina. We probably just had the October surprise, and that was it. Their lack of a response, because they didn't take it seriously. Now, there's about 600 people missing. First they thought it was about 2,000, now it's about 600. And they're still missing. And like Trump said, you know, that's not good, because when they're missing this long, that's not good. So that would put the death toll at around 800 people. And they'll probably still find some more people buried in mud, you know, things like that. So, plus the amount of damage, catastrophic, absolutely horrible. Anyway, Kamala and Biden screwed the pooch because they're not good leaders. This really isn't expected. This wasn't unexpected. They would be the worst people in charge if we ever got attacked by another country. And unfortunately, they would probably leave the decisions up to the military and not make any on their own, which would be horrible. Because a lot of the military would do what they had to do to win. And diplomacy-wise, probably wouldn't be so good. So anyway, that's why we don't have these people make those decisions. So where am I going with this? Well, if Polymarket had her jump 14 points in the negative since Thursday, since the story broke about North Carolina and Kamala being at a fundraiser with rich people in Hollywood, and Biden was on his ass on a vacation again at the beach. Plus, Biden hasn't been helping her, and I think there is some kind of gamesmanship going on behind the scenes where he's still bitter about her being the candidate. And they put on this fake nicey-nicey where Kamala supports him, but he keeps doing these little side jabs. Like, she was going to have a press conference about the FEMA situation, and Biden cut in with his own press conference. So the networks covered him instead of her, and I think he did that on purpose, because it has to be some of the worst communication since she's the vice president. So either way, it's not good, because she's the VP and he's the president, and she didn't know he was going to be giving a speech, and he gave it from the press briefing room. First time he's ever been in there. So he did an impromptu press conference to screw her over, and I think he did that on purpose when he put on a MAGA hat, a Trump hat in Pennsylvania. I think he did that on purpose to screw her over. And I think he's silently rooting for her to lose so he could say, "You should have stuck with me." And I really would not blame him for that. And that does look like that's what he's doing. So, pretty interesting stuff if you think about it. And I know the media never talks about this stuff, but this is the stuff I think about. And I research this stuff. He's been acting really funny with regard to Kamala, saying things that doesn't help her. Like today, he said something, he said he was happy to see her on the campaign trail promoting the same policies I have, he said. She's trying to distance herself from him. And she gave a rally Saturday, I think it was, and or Friday, I think it was Friday. And she made it clear that his policies are not hers. And I think that pissed him off. So that's why he said that today. See what's going on here? Biden's a dick, okay? We all know that. I remember before the election, he was visiting a community, and some MAGA guy was yelling over a fence. Called him a name, said, Biden, you're gonna lose, you're gonna... Biden actually stopped walking and wanted to come back and yell at this guy, but his aide grabbed his arm and said, no, let's go. So, he's a hothead. He uses a lot of profanity in the White House. It's been reported by their own news agencies. He's yelling at people using profanity. And we all know that the White House dogs don't like him. He's been attacked more than once. So has Secret Service and other people in the White House. So basically, Joe Biden's a dick. Okay? Everybody knows he's a fucking dick. Joe Biden's middle name is Dick. So that's the interesting thing with that. Hope you find that stuff interesting. Because, you know, you think about it, and he's playing games. He's bitter. He's bitter that... Because he knows she's a shit candidate, okay? He knows that. And he also knows that she's probably been a bitch behind the scenes. Hate using that word, but she called herself that. That's why I said that. But I don't want to belittle women and get women angry with me. So anyway, it's been made very clear that he is not happy with her. And I think there was some kind of rift when they were pressuring him to step down. I think Trump might be right. Of course, he's just guessing and saying stuff. There's no way to prove it. But I think while they were forcing Biden out, I think Pelosi and Kamala Harris said, look, if you don't step down, we're going to do the 25th Amendment on you and force you out. Because he took that weekend to think about it, remember? He went to Delaware, and spent the weekend with family to discuss things. Jill Biden did not want him to step down, and Joe Biden was absolutely emphatic. I am in this race. I am not quitting. When you fall down, you get up, he said. And truth be told, he probably still would have been a better candidate than Kamala. So, this is right about the time, as we get some decor here. This is right about the time I was talking about that Trump is going to start separating from her in the polling. All these experts have been saying it's going to be a tight race. It's locked in all the way to the end. I'm telling you right now, it's not. I'm telling you it's not. One, America is not ready to elect a woman as president. And if they were, it would not be Kamala. So the United States would elect the correct woman for the job, I guess is what I'm saying. You get a woman that's brilliant, can do the job, and she's not a friggin' airhead like Kamala, and she's not an evil wench like Hillary. I will support a woman for president. I would support Tulsi Gabbard. Even if she ran as an independent, I would be really happy to see her run and hope that she would win, because she would be a good president. So, all of these people are campaigning for Trump. We have RFK stumping for Trump. And we have the Make America Great Again, MAGA. And we have the Make America Healthy Again, MAHA, with RFK. And they have dubbed everybody the Unity Party. So I've been using the hashtag online Unity Party, as have many other people. It's about putting the country first over politics. And right now this country's a mess. So we got a dog here up ahead. I gotta pay attention to that. He's not tethered. That was that one that was nice the other day. So anyway, one of those things where it seems like a well-trained dog, so we're not going to worry about it. I see him come up behind me to bite my ass. You'll see it before I do. Anyway, so, you know, Kamala is a friggin' bubblehead. That's what she is. She's not very smart. I mean, her teleprompter went out this weekend and she was lost. She literally didn't know what to say. She couldn't improvise anything. She's really not good at that. No. Anyway, that's my thoughts on things. I don't know if you find that interesting or not. There's a lot of things to think about deeply when you really get into the deepness of everything that's going on, what it means, how they do things, things to pay attention to. Now, I told you about Alyssa Slotkin running in Michigan for Senate, and her internal polling has her trailing, even though the polling the media is using is saying she's ahead by 2 points. She's not, and she knows that. That got leaked out. She also said that her internal polling in Michigan, her internal polling says that Kamala is underwater. That's the quote. And she was in a Zoom donor call with donors, and also Cory Booker, Senator Booker, was on the call. She was telling him that Kamala is underwater. That's a direct quote. I'm not making that up. All the news agencies reported that. It's not rumor. You can go ahead and repeat that to people. It's not my opinion. It's actual fact. Now here comes my opinion. All right, now that is a fact. Okay, she said Kamala is underwater in Michigan. Michigan was the state that she was leading in the most besides Minnesota, remember? Trump didn't have a chance of winning Michigan a month ago. Now it's within a point of being tied, and supposedly, according to the polling that she said is wrong, that's the key thing to remember, she has a 1-point lead on Trump. And I told you what these polling companies do. They have to keep Kamala in the race for fundraising purposes. They have to keep her in the race to give people hope. And you saw how quickly their hope went away when Biden had that bad debate. They threw in the towel. They were finished. All right, Trump's going to win. Screw it. We tried. They deflated that quickly. So apparently they know that could happen again. So these polls are for the Democrat voters. That's who they're for. And you can see them online today thinking they're winning, and they're not. So anyway, Slotkin says that Kamala is underwater in Michigan. I will believe her internal polling. Now that could be a subversion trick. I don't think so. But it might be a false leak to the media to generate revenue, where Democrat voters are going to panic and donate more money. And she also wanted to get more favorable coverage from the media. Could be something like that. But that's pretty unlikely. You don't want to admit something like that's going on and give the other side more money too, because Rogers, her opponent, is Republican, goes ahead of her by 3 points. He's going to get more money from donors. Specifically, McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader, who has his fingers on the purse strings and decides who gets the money. So if he's really going to win in Michigan, they're going to kick some more money in his favor. So when people say that this leak came out to benefit her, I really find that highly unlikely. because the Democrats don't have a shortage of money. All she would have to do is make a phone call, and that would be it. She wouldn't have to do that. So that's highly suspect, highly doubtful, I believe. And I think if you reason it out that way, you might agree with me. Doesn't really make much sense to make noise like that. That's going to help the other guy you're trying to beat more. So anyway, the other main part of that I want to speak about is, now we're going to get into my opinion. Barack Obama has cut a bunch of campaign ads for senators running for office. So he's cut a bunch of ads for senators running for office. Now, Slotkin's one of them. Now, what happens during a presidential election when your person is winning? What always happens? People go vote, and they vote down ticket, right? They vote up and down the ticket, which means they'll vote for Kamala, they'll vote for the Democrat Congresswoman or man, they'll vote for the Senate Democrat, they'll go right down the list and vote on their party. So what happens if your candidate is underwater? If she's underwater, they're going to get more independent voters, probably going to vote for Trump. But you get a lot of people that might vote for Trump, and they'll vote for the Democrat senator that's running because they're an independent. So Obama is cutting ads for across the country. He's making a whole bunch of ads for different people running for the Senate. What does that tell you? If you have to drag Obama away from his freaking resort in Hawaii, one of them, he has to come make ads for a candidate that's faltering. Is he going on the campaign trail for Kamala? No, he's not. And Joe Biden hasn't been either. He said he was going to. He made a couple of stops, and he also said something about her having similar policies to his, and that seems to have been the end of that. She has to distance herself from the White House, which is why I thought it was really stupid. And I said it on my walks, and I'm sure you thought it too. Why would the DNC pick somebody that's an incumbent in a White House that's unpopular? Makes no sense. But that's what they did. And they disenfranchised their voters during the primary, or Kamala Harris didn't get a single damn vote from a voter to be the presidential candidate. You know, you can't just, switch it the other way around. Okay, let's say 2020 comes to an end, something happens to Trump's health, and he can't run again. And then the party just decides that Mike Pence is going to be the candidate. Well, nobody voted for that. You think Republican voters would stand for that? No, they wouldn't. But there were a lot of Democrat voters who did not like that. But they're going to vote for Kamala anyway, even though they're not really enthused about it. And that's the key factor as to why she's going down in the polls. She doesn't have this enthusiasm. It's all manufactured. They're busing people into her rallies to make it look full. There's plenty of video online of them doing that. So you go to her website, like I said the other day, you have to register your ID, and you have to RSVP tickets, and you can't get in unless you have those. And I told you about the Trump website. When you go to rallies, I've been to 5, you RSVP, you download your tickets, and then when you get there, nobody asks for them. And you didn't have to show an ID. So people at a Trump rally are there because they want to be at a Trump rally. So, which is why you see some people protesting once in a while. And you have not seen anybody protesting Kamala's rallies except one in Nevada, which was the, or was it Arizona, which was the pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine protester. So anyway, another interesting stat that came out today. We'll get away from the Michigan Senate race, but bottom line is Obama is now stumping for the senators. That's the kind of thing you do when you know your candidate's not winning and they're going to lose. Because if Kamala was all that and she was going to win, you don't need to campaign for these. You don't need to campaign for them, those Senate spots, because people will vote down ticket. So if Kamala wins, then there's a good chance the senators will win also, or Congress, or whatever. And the fact that they're sending Obama out and spending millions of dollars on ads tells me they're in trouble, and they know they're in trouble. But, you know, you don't have to take my word for it. You can go research all this stuff yourself. The other thing I wanted to mention with Michigan is polling in Michigan. This is regular polling. It's polling they didn't want to put out, but they did reluctantly, so it may even be worse than this. But Trump is polling at 64% among Arabs. Arabs, okay, the Arab vote. There are a lot of Arabs, Muslim, in Michigan because of migrants, okay? Well, they're in favor of Trump by 64%, and they're only in favor of Kamala by 36%. So what does that tell you also? So that's what I mean. You got to piece all of this stuff together to see what's going on. And the other factor in that, in Michigan, okay, in Michigan, I can't say about anywhere else, but in Michigan, as far as the black vote for Trump, in 2020, he was at 19% in Michigan, which is the best any Republican's ever done. New polling came out this weekend. Hold on to your ass when I say this. Trump is polling at 36% with blacks in Michigan. 36%. That's not a misstatement. It's not a mistake. That is about doubled, little less than doubled from 2020. So he went from 12% of the Arab vote to 64% because of Palestine, and the White House being wishy-washy, where Palestinians are being killed, and the White House is also supporting Israel by funding them with money to kill Palestinians without trying to end the war. They're trying to play both sides, and the Arabs in this country are pissed about it. Now, I don't know how many of those are going to line up to vote for Trump. That I don't know. But the simple fact is they don't want to vote for Kamala because it's more of the same. Now, Trump has been very open about promoting peace. I want people to stop dying, he said. We need to work out peace. So I think he is appealing to people with common sense at this point that want peace. I don't know what else you can make from that, really. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that poll to you. It's an important one. It came out like Friday, I think. And if you haven't heard about it, it's not shocking because the media doesn't want to say Trump's doing well. So what they've been running is the Ipsos ABC 538 and 8 silver website. They've been running that Kamala's leading the national popular vote by 2 points when she isn't. I actually think Trump is winning the national popular vote, by the way. So anyway, Trump gained 14 points on the Poly Market betting website. That is a big deal. It's turning out to be a very accurate predictor. That's why Democrats follow it. And this has all happened since Hurricane Helena. So I really think that's the driving cause of it. People can see their incompetence and they're not falling for the bullshit. So they even had, I'm sure there's a video clip you've seen where she is checking out, she landed in North Carolina for her photo op that she likes to do. And she landed near Charlotte. All right? She landed near Charlotte. Thanks. We'll come down this way. So anyway, she landed near Charlotte. Charlotte is about 100 miles away from Asheville. She's not at the hurricane disaster area, okay? All the devastation happened 100 miles away. She's there for a photo op. So they showed her working at this food place where they're loading up food to be shipped to Asheville. And she's helping them with loading the food. So she did a photo op. It's kind of comical, and the thing is everything about that campaign is fake, phony, fraud, and people see right through that. People see through that. Not the dimwits that are going to vote for a freaking corpse that says Democrat, but for the independents, the ones that matter, the swing voters. So that's why she is going down in the polls. Which she has, by the way. She has. Pennsylvania, even with the crooked polling, they have it at a tie. They had her winning by 5 points a couple months ago. And before that, when Biden was the candidate, they had Trump winning, leading. And I will still maintain the same thing I said on my walks, that the only reason why they put Trump ahead in the polls was to force Biden out. So he'll see the polls and say, well, geez, I guess I gotta step out. So, but I think they really forced him out, and he's bitter about it. That's what I think. I think I'm accurate with that. So I think that's pretty amazing, the time we're in right now. And I mean, this all comes together to make sense to me. I don't know if it does to you or not. I spent a lot of time thinking about this stuff, and I look for the obvious right in front of your face rather than the obvious that the media is trying to tell you. There's no reason for Obama to be campaigning for senators. There's no reason to be cutting ads to elect people to the Senate unless they're in trouble. Makes no sense. Just throwing that out there. Amazing times we're in, that's all I'm saying. So, Poly Market is not a poll, but it is it's a barometer. It's a thermometer, whatever you want to call it. It is important. And it's not just a little bit of money. We're talking about a few $1 million are being bet thus far on the presidential election. And they're siding with Trump at 60-something%, 67%. So this is a big deal. It might be 64%, 64, 65, 66, it's around there. But the point is, Trump was at 48% last week. That's the point I'm making. The only thing different that's happened is Hurricane Helena. So, got to be what it is. So we'll finish up the walk here. We'll check out the Halloween decorations up ahead. We'll see how those are coming along. We'll see what's going on with those. Barky dog going there, barking at me. That's what barky dogs do. Freaking kid on that scooter is going to kill somebody. I don't know if you caught that or not. Oh yeah, they got this all lit up. Alright, they got some stuff going on here now. I'll flip this around and we will take a walk and we'll look. I'll walk down over here, see if the black cat visits me. Black cat with a white scruff. Yep, they did a lot of work. So I'm just going to be quiet and film things so you can enjoy without me yakking. Don't headbutt the camera, you meanie. This is that little cat. They're just living out here in the street. I think they belong over here. There was two of them. Anyway, you interrupted my filming. I'm gonna have to do this again. Oh, look at this. We have a sign on the pole. Somebody that lost a cat. Is it this one? What are you doing? Come here. Oh. Oh, what a lovable little kitty. Yeah. You're not going to come home with me. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. All right. Boo! They don't have that turned on. How cool was that? And the kitty didn't follow me. Wasn't that a nice little kitty cat? So anyway, that was the Halloween decor that's been set up. Oh, that was interesting. We just hit 4 miles. A little bit early again. Very interesting. I'll make sure that kitty's not following me. I don't want another kitty. So it definitely feels like a fall night tonight. It's cool. It's not totally cool and crisp, like it's chilly cold, but it's cool. Now this morning at the range, I had a long sleeve thermal shirt made for winter. I had a long sleeve shirt, my arms were getting cool. I'll definitely be wearing a hoodie next week on top of a long sleeve, or the week after whenever we get back to the range. Don't know what's going to happen next weekend. So anyway, I do hope you had a nice weekend. That I do. So that was nice today on the drive that we had this morning. There was a lot more Trump signs out. Getting closer to the election, and I think people feel like, well, if I'm going to get them out, might as well do it now. There was also somebody in the local news that had their Trump sign ran over by somebody, and the guy had posted on Facebook, whoever it was, I don't really care because now I have 2. So he put up 2 signs to replace the one he had that got run over and ruined. But these people are why we can't have nice things. The other thing I'll probably do is, now that I'm going to be switching over to wearing leggings, is it's much more comfortable to wear baggy sweatpants on top of them. It's also a lot warmer, and so this might be the last walk I do with cargo pants, because cargo pants fit loose. And these military style ones are not conducive with wearing long underwear underneath them. Kind of constrictive while I'm walking. They still fit loose, but they don't fit right. Because the thermal underwear underneath are rubbing against the cargo pants, and it's sticky like. I don't have a nice freedom of movement. And I noticed that when I was doing my stretches. But I'll probably just wear some sweatpants, which is what I wore all last fall. Much more comfortable. But I like the cargo pants because I got all the pockets. So now with the hoodie, I got a big pocket on the front here. So it's not really that important now. So we'll cut over this way. And I am getting hungry. See any deer. I'm going to switch the camera around. Well, hope you enjoyed walking with me all spring and summer, parts of last winter. We'll be coming up on another winter, because that's what happens. Now, we saw the oddest thing this morning shooting. At least I thought it was. Now, last month in September, we saw a whole flock of geese flying south, honking away in formation in a big giant V, and they were flying headed down south. Well, that's it. That's it, they left. Well, today we're there, and there was a whole giant flock of them, a V, flying north towards Canada. And I'm like, it's like, what, did they forget something? They gotta come back and get something they forgot? They shouldn't be coming back here. That makes no sense to me. Maybe they know it's going to be a mild winter. I don't know. That's very unusual. Just something we noticed today. We looked at each other like, huh? Why are they back? Don't know. Anyway, they were honking up a storm. Because that's what geese do. So, tonight I feel a little tired walking. I didn't get enough sleep last night because we went shooting early this morning. We're at 4.5 miles. So this walk today will be between 5 and 5.5 for me, but we're going to be cutting off the recording shortly. I'll flip it around in a few minutes, say my final words for this walk. A couple minutes anyway. My mouth is dry, thirsty. Drank a lot of coffee today. I love coffee. I do. Piggy Rotundo. You know, all the damn Democrats post all their signs all over the damn place. Across the street there. It's amazing how much money the Democrats have. You know, and that's the other thing too. A lot of people don't think about too much, and I do. Is the Democrats are always running around talking about how the Republicans favor corporations and tax breaks for the billionaires and rich, and which in reality Republicans want to give businesses tax breaks so they expand, hire more people, and there's more business, more people have jobs. But the Democrats exploit that by saying we're the ones that do what the Democrats do. The Democrats are big, huge billionaire donors, and they schmooze corporations, big pharma, the unions, and it's really quite disgusting that they turn around and try to flip it the other way. They outspend Republicans every election. 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. It's crazy. But, you know, like I said in my last walk, this is something important to remember. The Democrats are losing ground. They're losing voters. This year, there's a big drop-off in Pennsylvania of absentee ballot requests compared to 2020. And for the first time, more people identify in the United States as being conservative than Democrat. For the first time in decades. So that's just a fact, okay? Things are changing. We're right at the beginning of it. And that's why they want to defeat Trump, because they know that. They know what's going on in their party. So it is pretty dire for them. And you'd never know it watching the media, but that's the media's job. They're there to help the Democrats and make everything's great. Everything's wonderful. We're banging on all cylinders. Kamala's the next Obama. It's all bullshit. You cannot put lipstick on a pig, okay? And call it Miss March. That's all there is to it. So, Trump's going to win this election. People are going to turn out and vote. More people than people think will turn out. Because it's going to come down to, okay, you have the anybody but Trump crowd who would rather eat ramen noodles and not be able to pay their rent. And then you have people that don't want to eat ramen noodles and they want to pay their rent. What are you going to do? Hate Trump or you want to eat? That's what it's going to come down to. So, have faith, my friends. The human stomach will prevail. Survival is a natural instinct. And they might tell their friends, Trump this, he's an asshole that, but when they get in there and vote, they may very well be voting for Trump and not tell anybody. They did that with Hillary. So things are going to be good. I wouldn't say it if I really didn't honestly believe it. I really wouldn't. I don't want to get people's hopes up for nothing. I'm just telling you what I've observed, and their behavior tells me that they know they're in trouble and they're out of time. Pending a really bad thing happening to Trump, October surprise-wise, which I'm not anticipating, because we would have had that already. They tried their fake new indictment. It wasn't an indictment. With the January 6th case with Jack Smith, that's not working. Everything they're trying is not working. So, and it's not gonna work. How about just having better issues with better solutions instead of just using empathy all the time? You hear Kamala talk, everything that comes out of her mouth is all empathy talk. We know times are hard, we're gonna fix it. What are you gonna do? Well, times are hard, we'll fix it. No, that's not an answer, lady. You're spewing empathy. I don't want you to sympathize with me. I want you to fix the fucking problem. I don't want sympathy. I don't want empathy. I want a fucking solution to fix the fucking problem. Excuse my fucking French. So, anyway, it's about time to flip this around here up ahead. Sorry about the profanity and stuff. I get pissed. These people are just unfucking believable. Seriously. Alright. Flip this around. Comes off like this. We'll walk up this way a little bit and I'll sign off with you. Get the bright street light over here. So you can see there's no traffic. That's why I like walking at night. It's not as safe as walking in the day, but that can also be a misnomer. People during the day are more in a hurry and they're not paying attention. Now at nighttime, things are slower. It's darker, but you can see other people. And you should never rely on other people for your safety when you're walking. So, like walking down here, I'm listening behind me. I'm watching for headlights. Watching for people backing out of a bush. So, I'll head down. I'll cut across here. I see that car with the lights on. I don't know what that's all about. Tilt that so you can actually see me. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for walking with me. Thank you for walking with J.Beau. You see why I named the show that? I'm not even sure this is a show, it's a vlog. But anyway, it's called Walking with J.Beau, so I could say thank you for walking with J.Beau. Hope you have a beautiful week coming up if you don't tune in to another walk coming up. And click like and subscribe, share the content. Hope you enjoyed the conversation on this walk. I thought it was interesting, and it also helps me get my own thoughts out in order. So I can put all the things I was thinking about together. And we will see you on the next walk. Thank you very much for walking with me. We'll see you later, everybody. Bye-bye.